everyone.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Welcome.
We're trying a little new roundup. It's a roundup, so I guess we're all round this morning.
Yes. I sure love that format from the videos, right? From the shorts.
Right.
Yeah,
yes.
Super cool.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's a new format for StreamYard that they have. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
It is. You just have to move to get in the spotlight. I could fit the whole spotlight.
Oh, that's
creepy,
cool.
isn't it? Okay, now that I've scared away all of our viewers. But there's less things you have to worry about hiding.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
And now you can see my Halloween backdrop.
Yes. Lovely. Good stuff.
Cool.
So yeah, Halloween's coming up this week.
Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah. Final day of Hacktoberfest. And which is cool this month is that we will have 5 Hacktoberfest LiveCasts, because a lot of times you only get 4 Thursdays in a month, but this one we've got a full 5. So we'll end with a scary finish.
Oh, great. Shall we say hello to our viewers?
Yeah.
Yes, we have Anne Fiordalisi, the first one to come here. Good morning. Audrey Martin. Hey, Azure. Susie Carda. Lisa Gervais. Hi, Lisa. Chris Wine. We have Dispenser Carr. Oh, she's finally back from Hurricane Helene and had pretty damage. Wow. I'm sorry. Who else? Who else is here? Klaus Jansen from Switzerland. Hi. Craig Kennedy. That's a new name. I haven't seen this.
And
hi, Craig.
His first one. So
nice.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah.
Hey, that is new too. Great. Sandy Paddock. Hi, Sandy.
Sandy.
Hi there. So Hillary Gatsby.
Hillary from Wales.
It's like the video, she says. We have David Dodd from Washington State. Ozzy M. Hi there, Ozzy. We have Christian Miller, Yoki, and Mark Lemon, Beck Beauty. Hello there. Chris Ferraiolo, Patricia Jackson, Murray Maloney. That's it. Am I missing someone? Oh, Jody Stutz and Patricia Wright. Hi there. Good morning, everyone. Great. Oh,
it's very Halloweeny. Mystery.
Yeah.
Yes. But you can have a sneak peek if you watch the Hacktober videos.
That's right. These people are getting a sneak preview of something coming up in November. Yeah.
And do you need testers?
I do need testers. Yes. So if you want to watch that Hacktoberfest, the video from this week for Oktoberfest, at the end of it, I demonstrate this new app I'm creating for a new challenge that Vicki and I are going to unveil on Sunday, November 3rd. So I do need testers so that we know, so that when we do unveil it in November, it actually works perfectly. So help us out.
Great.
Awesome. Well, in our continuing mix-up of our segments, I'm gonna kick us off with photos today, and we're still the October theme for photo of the month is family reunion, and we have a great one from Anne Fiordalisi. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bigger. So this is a photo, again, really nicely. I enjoyed watching last week's roundup, and Azure, your family photo that was so nicely, had everybody identified. I was thinking of that here. And so this is the family of Anne's second cousin's wife Ruth. So she thanks her cousin's wife for lending her the photo and allowing her to put it on WikiTree. And we have a black and white version and a colorized version. So that's really fun to see them side by side, I think. And this was 1913, and it was taken at the Burton Fair in Burton, Ohio. So I think Anne's in the chat, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's in there.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you for sharing that, Anne. And then Sandy said last weekend, she mentioned that I was at a reunion. I was at a high school reunion, and I have a funny story to show about reunion photos. So here's the photo, and that is me. I'm standing up on the top of this ledge in back. I got to the group late, and I was I'm petite, I'm 5'4". I was standing at the back, and I knew that I was never going to be seen. So I said to my friend Meredith, I said, well, you'll just have to vouch that I was actually here. And she said, no, hop up like me. She was wearing flats and I was wearing heels, and I thought, I'm going to damage this beautiful, like ledge, which was leather. So what I ended up doing was I stood on tippy toes and I put my hands on. So I'm there. I was there. There's some proof.
Wow, what a crowd.
So anyway, going on to celebrate your ancestor. I loved hearing all of the Appalachian ancestors that got celebrated, and the photos, and it was just amazing. Thank you again, Sandy, for doing such an amazing job with the segment. We have three contributions this week. One is from Richard Ameling and his dog Hector. Greetings. And these are two of his very, very distant ancestors. Let's see, I'll go to their profiles. 35th and 39th great grandfathers. So both of whom died in October. So this profile is part of the Medieval Project on WikiTree. And has been very, very beautifully done. This was King of the West Saxons. We've got nice succession boxes here, photos. I think our one hope for ancestry when we're going this back deep in time is if your ancestor was a notable. Name variations. This leader was on a coin. Just really, really, really amazingly done. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
I love coins when they put coins and stamps.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
And we've got a very thorough array of sources. So I think John Atkinson is a primary profile manager along with the Medieval Project. So let me see if I remembered that right. Yes. So kudos, John, and the Medieval Project.
I think he leads the Medieval Project.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah,
I'm not totally sure about that, but
yeah, and also categories so that you can link this person in context with others. And then the second profiles, very far great grand ancestor, is Charles Pinnipin Martel. I wasn't familiar with him. He was king or a leader of the Franks, and this profile, the bio needs there is a to-do list. There's lots of information here. So and pictures. So I think it's just a short distance from having a nice story to go with it. But Yeah, also very interesting. So I love you could do this in research notes too, to say what needs to be done. But thank you very much, Richard, for sharing these. Then we had this. This is from, let me see. I have to go to the previous page. Okay. Eileen Robinson. Her great grandmother, Edith Bloom, would have had her 128th birthday on October 22nd. So belated happy birthday to Edith. She died in August of 1996 and missed her 100th birthday by 56 days. Please read her obituary on Find a Grave, since her WikiTree profile is still in progress. So I went from the WikiTree profile that Eileen has done to the Find a Grave Memorial, and she's buried in South Carolina. And what I noticed, I think she had 8 children. Yes, she had 8 children, and then the obituary notes that she had 37 grandchildren, 65 great-grandchildren, 22 great-great-grandchildren, and a great-great-great-grandchild. Oh,
Wow.
and 4 great-grandchildren.
That's amazing.
That is marvelous. I love
How? Oh my goodness.
it. Right? How often does that happen?
Well, she was almost
Who keeps
100,
count?
right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you look at this, he did have 22 second great-grandchildren. So, chances are that the older ones among those would have had a chance to have some children,
So
which
that means some at least one of those great grandchildren had a grandchild themselves, right?
Yeah.
right,
Uh-huh.
right. So, yes.
Wow.
Very special. So,
That is
right? I've never seen that before.
no.
So thank you, Eileen, for sharing Edith with us. And then finally, Bob Land wrote to us about his second great-grandfather, William Lewis Bartlett. And I spent quite a bit of time reading this morning. It was so fascinating. So I'll go back and I'll read what Bob wrote. Let's see. Yes. I wanted to celebrate my second great-grandfather. He was born in October. I think it was that he was married. He was married in October 1839 when I looked at the profile in Vinton, Ohio. He and his brother enlisted in the Civil War together on the Union side, and he was injured in the Battle of Chickamauga and survived. He survived, and it sounds, from reading the profile, it sounds like it was a very bad injury, and he had an infection, and it was extremely lucky that he survived. And he survived long enough for Bob's grandfather to meet him around 1817 and place his hand inside William's chest wound, which was, of course, healed by then, but still. I mean, that really shows you the magnitude of the injury. I can't believe the thought of that. So I knew someone who had contact with someone who was injured in the Civil War. So that's a cool perspective. And then William Lewis Bartlett also wrote a wonderful memoir that I created a free space page for.
Ooh.
I'll show that in a second. I would have loved to have had lunch or dinner with him. A fascinating story.
Awesome.
Yes, yeah. So here we go to William's profile. It's part of the Bartlett name study, and he tells the story. He's got a photo of William and his sister Julia, and there's the marriage in October. in Vinton, Ohio. And Bob is descended from Jane. So William's daughter, Jane. Really nice photo here of William Bartlett. And then you go to the free space page, which is linked from the profile as well. And I was so impressed by this. What a fantastic thing to do. Bob gives narrative with context. He has a table with hyperlinks to the cast of characters.
Wow.
And all their WikiTree profiles. And then he also outlines key locations.
Very nice.
I know.
That is amazing.
What a service to the people, descendants who also would have been in this regiment. And you can see we have the front of the memoir and a couple of images, but there's also a PDF that is a transcription of the entire memoir.
Wow.
Great job.
Yes. Yeah, this is one of the things that WikiTree does best is allowing us to share these family treasures.
Nice.
Thank you very much, Bob, for sharing your second grade with us.
Great.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
And may I share something? A last minute improvisation.
Yeah. We love improvisation.
Yeah.
Improv.
Improv.
I'm looking for let's share all the screen. Because I have this couple. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
Yep, we are.
This couple is turning 47 years of marriage. They're my parents today. It's their anniversary.
That's little Vicki. Oh, so cute.
That's little Vicki.
Vicky.
So, feliz aniversario, papitos.
Nice.
Thank you. Okay, happy anniversary.
That's neat. Yes.
Yes. Well,
so everyone, the post will come up sometime next week for celebrating your ancestors with a connection to November. We love hearing stories about your ancestors. So please share them.
All right.
All right.
Who's up next?
Vicky's next.
Oh, Vicki.
Am I? Okay.
So.
Okay. We're saying hi to the member of the week. So I should have stopped sharing, right?
No, you're fine. Just switch over to that tab,
Okay.
and I'll share yours. There you go.
Thank you, Azure. Okay, this week's member is Jill Foster. So say hi to Jill.
Hi, Jill.
Hi, Jill. She's not in the chat. I haven't seen her. She became a wiki genealogist in February 2021, and she's quite active in our Palatine migration project, which is our question of the week and the profiles of the week, right?
Right.
Yeah. And she got interested in her family history. We have a coincidence there when she knew about her German ancestors. She had a grandfather Lonsky who spoke about his German family, and she began her research with them. And that's her toughest brick wall. Outside genealogy, she loves camping, backpacking, and she does crafts and sewing. She loves making quilts. She likes gardening, puzzles, and walking. And her focus is in the Wolf family. Well, we have Wolf in Chile too. Wolf with one F and with two Fs at the end. I've known people from both surnames or variations of the same surname, right? And she had found DNA matches on Ancestry for John George Wolf, the son of Hans Bernhard Wolf. So that is her focus, and she has also focused on researching her husband's family. and she narrated photographs, newspaper clippings, and other records from them. So what a treasure. She tells us about her genealogy, her favorite genealogical discovery. That was hard. So please go and read her bio to know about her favorite story. And she became aware of WikiTree in 2017. So it took her 4 years to come into WikiTree when she started, since she started researching. And she found Daniel H. Ferguson, that is one of her husband and sisters, on WikiTree, and she noticed the profile manager was someone with whom she exchanged genealogical notes. So that's how she joined, and she tells what inspires her to contribute. She says she wants to organize the genealogical records so they will be available for others. And Robin Scholes from the Profile Improvement Project helped her to understand and how to enjoy WikiTree. So thank you for this interview, Jill. She just says her tip for any others who are thinking to join WikiTree. She says, do not wait 4 years, just do it. So thank you, Jill, for this interview made by Erwin. So thank you, Erwin, too. That's
and I just
Jill
want
Foster.
to mention, if anybody has a suggestion of somebody who would be good for the member of the week, send that to Aowen. Aowen at WikiTree is her email address.
Oh, great. And you can say, I want to be the next member of the week.
Pick me, pick me.
Great. So that's it.
Excellent.
The profile.
Do we have a profile makeover this week, or?
Yes. Okay, let's check that. Right. We have this profile made on September by Nettie Mae Lucas. Last week, we had a sneak peek of this profile. She did her grandmother Roosevelt Hoadley profile, and she says, I want to do it in the style of Lin Young's Ball Building Weekly. Do you remember? We spoke a lot of this profile makeover that Lin Young made using the contextual research method. And so Nettie Mae had this profile done. Oh, I didn't open the before, but the after is amazing. It's a really beautiful profile and has a lot of history and story because she used the contextual research. So, Roosevelt was born in 1895 in Missouri, and she had, an older brother, Tony, but she had other siblings. And it begins like this. What an exciting time to have been born. Rosie was my grandma Hoadley. She saw the coming in of a new century, the birth of the car, radio, television, telephone, and even men landing on the moon. What a great way to start a profile. It immediately makes you want to read more, right? She through a teenage pregnancy, the early death of a husband, the possible murder of a daughter. It's like she's selling a book, right? When you see a book cover, and yes, and it really makes you want to know more about Rose. She says there was a lot of heartache in her life, but she overcame much of it. She was a wonderful creative person. And then she speaks in a first person, and I think of her often, and I wish I could sit and visit with her. Oh, that's lovely. And we can tell by this profile that you really loved her. So thank you, Nettie Mae, for this profile. She adds facts of her life from the census, and it's so easy. It takes really no effort to read the census and just imagine how a life would have been by those days. So I invite you all to do this. We at the Connectedons, for instance, we're always copying and pasting, and we do these profiles, we create them and never touch them again for a long time. Just pick one I invite you to pick one and research about them. Maybe you live next to their original house. Maybe you can go and take a photograph. I don't know. There's so much. It's so much fun to research the life of just one person for a month, and you will be surprised of what you can learn from your ancestors. Well, Rose had 3 husbands, and one of her oldest daughter was murdered. So if you want to read more about Rose, check out this amazing profile done by Mary May Lucas. You can find her as Lee, Leigh 502.
Vicki, what is the background? I'm like, is it lace? Is it
It
a
looks like
map?
lace, doesn't
Yes, it's lace and some flowers, or maybe some pin.
It's
let me
very
see.
it's captivating to the eye.
Oh, and there's another detail. The Nettie May uploaded the image on a personal gallery, so you don't see it in the profile. That's a good tip. Because
Yeah, and
otherwise it would appear as a photo of Rose, which is not.
There's actually pages and pages of background images too that you can pick from too if you don't have something.
Yes.
So
yes, you can look for that in the help search.
Yeah, there's a category of background images.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's a long profile and it's really interesting and fun. I was reading it. I really can tell you all the story. It's really long, but it's beautiful. So
great job, Nettie.
Maybe Nettie should be a writer. It's like a novel. Really, really, really interesting. So thank you. That was the profile makeover. You still have 5 days to join the challenge of this month.
I've got to finish mine.
Yes, I know.
Good stuff.
All right.
Okay. So, are we ready for profiles of the week?
Drum roll. Yay!
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so where's my screen? There it is. And let's zoom in on this so that you can read this. Yes. Connection checkers this week. The theme is the Palatine migration. Yes, because is the question of the week about Palatine as well?
No, it's just about how far did they migrate.
Oh, how far?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
But the Palatine had a research.
There was a
party
research party, wasn't there?
on Thursday?
That was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all about Palatine. And in case we were wondering how you pronounce that word, Palatine. We
looked it up.
Googled it.
We had to look for it.
Palatine.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know what? I must confess, when I first saw this, because this word, it pops up every now and then, but early on, I hadn't seen it much until I joined WikiTree. But I always thought, it means paladin, so it's like some fighter, like in Dungeons and Dragons or something like that. But no, it doesn't mean that at all. No. It actually comes from, and there's a whole project about Palatine. There's the Palatine Migration Project. And if you dig into it, there's a whole free space page about the history. And I think we've talked about this before, but basically the Palatine or the Palatinate is this section in southwestern Germany along the Rhineland. And so that's where that area was under siege, midst of war for many, many years. And so people just wanted to get away because things were devastated. So they migrated first to England, and then England couldn't hold them all, so they sent them to Ireland and other British colonies and whatnot. And many came to the Americas. So this week we're talking about the profiles are descendants of the Palatines. And what's really neat about this is it gives you the famous person or the profile of the week but also the descendant, who the Palatine that they were descended from. So this must have taken a long time putting together just this G2G post. So I applaud, let me see.
Abby.
Abby.
Yeah.
Abby for doing that. That's great. So we will start with Buzz Aldrin. Not Buzz Lightyear, unless maybe Buzz Lightyear was modeled after Buzz Aldrin. My granddaughter loves Buzz Lightyear. So he was born in the 30s and is still alive, so we don't have a death date for him. But born in January 1930 in Montclair, New Jersey, 2 older sisters. His nickname Buzz was coined by his sister Faye, who pronounced brother as Buzzer.
Oh, that's adorable.
Isn't that cute? Like a little buzzer.
Yeah.
And so he just became Buzz. Graduated from Montclair, then passed up a scholarship to MIT. Instead went to the military academy at West Point, earned his Bachelor of Science there. Graduated, joined the Air Force, became a fighter pilot, and eventually, of course, astronaut and in space, part of the Apollo 11 mission. So his connection to the Palatines is his relationship to Philip Fischbach. So he's the 7th great-grandson of Philip Fischbach. And Philip was born in 1661 in Seelbach, Nassau-Siegen in the Heiliges Römisches Reich, and part of the Palatine project. And so there's a nice fulsome history. All of the Palatines, or many of them anyways, at least, have this nice fulsome bio. He was among the first group of settlers to the Germana colony in Virginia at 1714. So that's Buzz's ancestor. Moving on, we have the first of a number of Canadian content on the Profiles of the Week this week. So that's unfortunately, I'm not related to this one. Yeah. See, I was a cousin of Buzz, a distant cousin, but I'll accept it. But I'm not even a cousin of this great Canadian. So Frederick Banting, as all good Canadians know, was one of the co-discoverers of insulin. Insulin was discovered by Frederick Banting and Charles Best.
He's one of my closest, 16 degrees.
16, that year's close? Yeah. And in fact, they live in Simcoe County, which is the county that I live in. So my neck of the woods in, where was it, Alliston or Bradford? And there's a high school named after them. So yeah, Alliston right there. Alliston, Simcoe County. Yeah, really close. I can drive there in an hour or less. Then died at age 49, which is still too young, in Gander, Newfoundland. Yes, we actually have a town called Gander. So he was made a knight for his discovery of insulin, co-discovery. They worked together, these two. A Nobel laureate, a medical scientist, and a painter. Look at that. He was a professor of research at U of T, the University of Toronto. That's we always just call it U of T. But I'm just sure U of T doesn't mean anything to anyone else who's not from Ontario, maybe. But University of Toronto, youngest of 6 children, and there he is with his partner Charles Best, and a dog. I don't know. I don't know whose pet that was, but anyways, and there we go. So he died because of it. He died in a plane crash. That's why he died so young. There he is a little bit later on. So his ancestor was Johannes Joost Snyder, and he's the 4th great-grandson of Johannes. So he's a little closer related than Buzz was to his Palatine. And if you look at his fan chart, I just have to go to 7 generations. There's Johannes right there on the edge right there. So his fan chart looks like there's more room for growth here. We should, you think we could fill in some of this white space. Alexander Grant from Nova Scotia. I wonder where he came from. So anyways, that's a little bit of a challenge I'm throwing out there to the Canadian project people. And there is Frederick's Palatine ancestor, born 6th of January 1706, Hudengesach, Fürstenstone, Isenburg, Berstein, Heilige Römisches Reich. Yeah. So then the next one, Marlon Brando Jr. Now, I don't know about you, but this name surprised me to be a Palatine descendant.
Yeah.
Because Marlon Brando, I assume from that name was Italian, and maybe I was clouded by one of his most famous portrayals in The Godfather. So I just sort of presumed his ancestry was all Italian, but not so much. He was born in Omaha, Douglas, Nebraska, and then passed away at the age of 80 in 2004 in Los Angeles. If we look at his fan chart, let's see, what do we got here? Brando. But even back to 1789, United States. So nowhere here is all the Italians that I just presumed were in his ancestry. So isn't it wild how wrong you can be making presumptions?
Yes. Yes, I was.
Anyway, so let's hide that. Marlon, of course, very famous, youngest of 3 children. Interesting, his father was a pesticide and chemical feed manufacturer. His mother was an actress herself and a theater administrator who helped Henry Fonda start his career. So that's pretty cool. Sadly, though, his mother was an alcoholic and his parents did separate. Children moved with the mother to California. And as a boy, he liked to mimic the mannerisms of his friends. So that's likely helped him into his acting career.
The acting.
Yeah. Famous scene from the movie. And then here's another one here. A young actor, good friend of Michael Jackson, apparently. Yeah, so interesting. So his connection is with Johann Wilhelm Brandau, and he's the 6th great grandson of him. And there is Johann's.
So the Brando isn't Italian.
It's not Brando. It's not Brando Italian. It's Brandau German. Yeah, isn't that wild?
Wow.
Yeah. So
cool.
Interesting, eh? Now the next one, I haven't gone back. I haven't pulled up the profiles and the relationships for all the rest of them, but you can read them here on the post. So let me just quickly go through the other descendants. Sandy Duncan, Korea. Yeah. So she, distant cousin, born in the 1940s, still living, actress, comedian, dancer, singer, best known apparently for her role as Peter Pan on Broadway. So when Peter Pan's played, it's sort of in the style of the English pantomimes. The male lead, which was Peter Pan, was played by a woman. And I think, is that true? Is every Broadway production always have a woman play Peter Pan? Mary Martin, I know.
That's right.
Is a very famous Peter Pan. So I'm wondering if that's a tradition that Broadway just kept up.
I mean, I think it was the idea was that he was such a young boy. He had, like he still had a high voice and so boyish that, yeah.
Right, because he never grew up, right? The boy
right.
So his voice wouldn't have changed. Interesting. Started Broadway and other things. Now she acted in different shows. I'm thinking was she a sort of a guest star often in the 1970s on TV shows? Or maybe I'm mixing up with a different Sandy, because there's who I thought was sort of like a comic actor, who showed up on the $6 Million Man sometimes, and shows like that.
I'm not sure, but her name is familiar to me, but I had no idea about the Peter Pan thing. So maybe there's another thing that she did and made her more famous.
Yeah.
See, I
Anne's
knew
answering
her-
you. She says, yes, yes.
I knew her name because of Peter Pan. So I don't know what else.
Ah,
Probably her Wikipedia page.
There you go. Laughing.
Laughing.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. William Gable, or Clark
Oh,
Gable.
you.
William Clark Gable. Born 1901, February 1st, 1901, in Cadiz, Harrison County, Ohio. Passed away at the age of 59, 16th of November, 1960, in Los Angeles. There's his publicity shot. Yeah, he was named William after his father, but almost always people called him Clark, and so that's the name he went by. Sadly, he was only 9 months old when his mother died, so that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
And then he was sent for a bit to live with his mother's relatives. He was taught to play the piano, learned to play the French horn and other brass instruments. Doesn't say that he's a flautist though, Betty, but at least he was a band member.
Yes, he's a fellow wind player.
He's a fellow wind player. There you go. Yeah. So very nice profile. Goes through a lot of details about his upbringing, his career, and whatnot, and lots of cool pictures like teenage Clark Gable.
Very cool.
I love those.
Air Force
Nice.
Clark Gable. Very cool. Yeah.
And this is the Notables Project. Is in
Yeah.
charge of this? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So very neat. Next one, Vince Gill.
Nice.
I played for one of his concerts
No way.
a long time ago.
Wow. That's very impressive. So you're a country musician yourself, Betsy?
Well, what it was his Christmas album, and he was going around on a tour with, with Christmassy kind of music. They were flute parts. So, yeah.
Wow.
Nice. Did you play Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer?
I don't think that was on the set list.
That's got to be a country Christmas song, isn't it? Anyways, American country musician, born in the 50s and still kicking. It's the trifecta of musical talent: a great songwriter, an extraordinary guitarist, and a powerful soaring tenor voice, often performing duets and harmonies. Also a quick wit. So there we go. Oh, there's a 6 Degrees of Vince Gill tool.
Really?
Wait a
Wow.
second. Let's check that out. Vince Gill. There we go. No, I'm going to decline. I don't need all those. Oh, no, I don't want that either. So where's the 6 Degrees tool? I don't see it here. Oh. Anyways, if someone finds the direct link to the 6 Degrees tool, that'll be interesting. Because that just links to his 6 Degrees of Vince Gill. Huh.
This may be a page.
Oh, it redirects it. I wonder if it was an old link and then it's just
Could be.
one. Oh, wow. Moving on, we have Ethel Keeler, or Ruby Keeler, as she's more popularly known. The second Canadian of 3 on our list today. Born 1910, 25th of August 1910, Dartmouth, Halifax, and then passed away the 20th of February in 1993 at the age of 82 in California. Rancho Mirage, Riverside. So she was a Canadian-born American actress, born in Canada, I guess more famous in America, Ruby Keeler. Actress, dancer, and singer, best known for her on-screen appearances with Dick Powell and the musical 42nd Street from 1933. And she was married to Al Jolson, famous singer or actor. daughter of Ralph Keeler and Elnora Lee. You can see it's sort of a typical sort of 1930s, 40s picture there. Portrait. Meghan Markle is the descendant of the Palatines. Distant cousin through a French connection there. Born in the 1980s. Famous for her role on Suits, but also another role as the Duchess of Sussex.
She's my closest.
She's your closest, is she?
Yeah, 20 degrees.
Oh, wow. Neat.
Oh, she's mine too at 15.
Mm,
Oh, no,
wow.
I guess. Oh, no, she isn't my closest. John Rockefeller is 12 degrees.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm a little farther, 22 degrees.
Now, who is the common ancestor? Is it the same? Is it the French ancestor that I have? Or is it
For
a different
me, our common ancestor is, let's see, no, it isn't French. We're seventh cousins, actually, it looks like.
Oh, you and me?
Me and Megan.
Oh, you and Megan, seventh
Yeah.
cousins.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow. Yeah. So, anyways, nice profile here. So, but I think most people are probably familiar with the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan. So we'll just move on to the next one. Very cool. Again, another one and here's another surprise. I would not have expected Barack Obama, a descendant of Palatines. But when you think about it, if you go that far back in history, there's a whole pile, so many greats. And I did not realize he was a distant cousin of mine either.
And he's a cousin of me too. He's only got 512 CC7 connections, so that could be increased, and maybe you'll get closer.
Yeah, like that 500. Yeah, that's right. President Rock.
30 degrees away. He's my most distant.
Oh, interesting. So we went from your closest to your most distant, one right after the other. Of course, he was president of the United States in between George Bush and Donald Trump. And before that, he was a senator from Illinois. And anyways, very nice profile here. Short and sweet. But he is still, I like that they added this. And under sources, 50 times Barack Obama made your heart melt.
That's a good source.
Chris is sharing Barack is his 11th cousin.
Oh, wow, that's close.
Patricia is 12th cousin.
Yeah.
And he's my 10th cousin once removed.
I must sign off.
You have to go.
Bye, Betsy.
Oh, yes, it's late.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye, Betsy.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Okay, so we went from a president of the United States to a prime minister of Canada.
Nice.
The third of our Canadian content for today.
Back to Canada.
The Right Honorable Lester Bowles Pearson, known to his friends as Mike. Born in 1897 in Toronto. Passed away at the age of 75 in Ottawa. So he was Prime Minister of Canada in between John Diefenbaker and Pierre Trudeau. Pierre Trudeau name might sound familiar because he was the father of our current Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. People either loved or hated Pierre Trudeau, but most people liked Mike Pearson. He was...
what was your connection there at the top? 15.
21st cousin.
15 degrees. Cool.
You click that again just to, still 15 degrees. Yeah.
Why would they call him Mike?
Well, no, that was just a nickname. Like, I don't know. I wonder if the profile says why. Let's see. Well, he probably he didn't want to go by Bowles. I think that's probably Yeah, it was his mother's.
Oh, there, it's in the second paragraph.
Yeah. Where is it?
Military
There it is.
experience.
One enduring his military experience was the
Oh.
nickname Mike. So he got it from
Oh,
military career. There we
okay.
go. Thanks,
Just a
thanks,
nickname.
Azure. I knew it was in here somewhere. I had skimmed ahead that far. Excellent student, loved athletic sports. He attended Victoria College. He was an ambassador to the U.S. during the war. So he became prime minister in April of 1963. And this is 22nd of April, 1963, which means that he was the prime minister of Canada when JFK was shot in November of that year. He was also the prime minister of Canada when Canada celebrated its centenary. Canada became a nation on July 1st, 1867. And so in 1967, it was 100 years old, and there was celebrations all around the country for the 100th anniversary. And Lester B. Pearson would have been the prime minister at that time as well. So he proceeded over at the very beginning of his career, a very sad event, and right near the end of his role as prime minister of the anniversary, which would have been a positive, very positive one. Yeah. Lots of different things. The maple leaf flag, the current flag that we have that everyone knows as the flag of Canada, didn't used to be our flag. We used to have one that just had the Union Jack on it and something else. So that was officially introduced during his reign. The Canadian Pension Plan and universal health care, among other things. So yeah, very Canadian. Elvis Presley, also a descendant of Palatines. Distant cousin again. Born in 1935, Tupelo, Mississippi. Passed away 1977, only 42. Like, again, way too young in Memphis, Tennessee. And king of rock and roll. I think everyone's probably familiar with him. Very good profile. Excuse me here. Neat pictures throughout. So yeah, worth spending some time on like that. And then the final profile is John Davison Rockefeller, J.D. Rockefeller, Sr., seventh cousin, 5 times removed. Born 1839. Yes, the Rockefellers went way back in time. 8th July 1839 in Richford, Tioga County, New York. Passed away at 97. Nice ripe old age. 97, 23rd of May, 1937 in Ormond Beach, Florida. Ancestor of Vice President of U.S. President, Vice President. I'm not sure which. Oh, Nelson Rockefeller. There it is. I didn't actually realize you had a vice president named Nelson Rockefeller. Sorry. A friendship founded on business is better than a business founded on friendship. Huh. Interesting phrase, that. Anyway, so interesting profile setup here, talking about, sort of aspects of the person. So this is in contrast to the contextual profile like that you provided, Vicki. This is sort of more of a snippets, insights, little insights into the person. What's his personality?
Yeah, cool.
Serious guy, but around personal friends and family is funny. Influence. I mean, one of his main influences was the Baptist preacher. Philanthropy. It was a big part of his life. So the bio was pretty short, just highlighted those 3 points, but there is some pictures of him. So that would be the man himself, and then there's his son. Interesting. And that is your tour of the Palatines for today.
Nice. I just wanted to mention you can check for Palatine Ancestors using Chase Ashley's app.
Oh, right.
Has an option to select for Palatine. So if somebody wants to check to see if they have any, they can go in there and do that.
Oh, that's cool.
Great little app. I have 5. I did
Ancestor Explorer.
Let's see.
Well, let me just see. Oh, okay. You go ahead.
Yeah.
I was going to try it myself here.
Yeah, so put in your profile ID and then select how many generations.
Let's see. Well, I'll go 15.
And you need to select.
I have to pick. It's not.
It's alphabetical, yeah. Just Palatine.
Yeah. Sorry if I'm giving you MNOP Palatine.
There you go.
Maybe I should go to 20 just to be sure.
Anyway, it's really kind of fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options in there, like Puritan Great Migration and Arborist. So lots of
I don't think I
great
actually
information.
have Palatine, so I'm probably wasting your time.
I'll get started.
Get started. If I find any, I'll let you know. Now that I think about it, of course, it's all French. No Germans in there.
So I just wanted to share about Betsy. It does this weekly post. It's pinned to the top of the live chat for y'all, and it has all of the links to what we cover during the week. So be sure to check out that weekly post that she does, and you can get there by following the tag Saturday Roundup. So I just wanted to bring that up. And your question of the week is, which of your ancestors migrated the farthest? And there were a lot of answers. I'm just going to refresh. I think there were 53 answers last time I checked. Still 53. So I just picked out a couple. There were so many, and a lot of them were like you see here, Germany, Poland, Russia, but some of them were other locations. This anonymous Wimble shares that she had a couple of convict ancestors.
Wow.
So she had that moved from England to Australia. So of course, anybody that's going from Europe to Australia, that's going to be pretty much the farthest, I think.
That's a long distance, yeah.
And then they say they moved from there to America and then came back 3 years later. So lots of back and forth.
Wow.
Wow. If they got air miles for that.
Yeah. M. Ross shares, well, she's already shared some before. How about a family member who walked the furthest? So I thought that was funny.
Wow.
And she says her youngest sister, who was not quite 2 years old, walked across the Atlantic. She didn't have a seat, so every family member took turns walking her up and down the aisle for almost 9 hours. I thought that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Wendy Scott sharing her second great grandmother was brought from England to Australia as an infant with her parents and siblings on the first assisted immigrant ship to Moreton Bay, Australia. And then at the age of 68, she migrated again with some of her children to Michigan, USA.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Christina sharing in a straight line. Her grandfather, Alfred, went from Vienna, Austria to Buenos Aires, Argentina. In a long and winding road that lasted roughly 20 years, her great-grandmother, Hermine, went from Prague to Durban, South Africa, then from Durban to Austria, then from Austria to Russia, and then back to Austria, and then back to Argentina, and then to New York. And then from New York to Oregon. So that's a lot of traveling.
Wow.
Wow.
I thought that was funny.
They were not leisure travels. She lived at least a couple of years in all those places. Wow.
Yeah. So some really great answers to this question. So check those out. Give them a like or thumbs up in our voting system there.
For sure.
Tim Morgan says his great-grandfather went from Cornwall to South Australia by packet ship in 1864, which is 11.5 thousand nautical miles. And then he continued on to San Francisco. So that's a total of 21,700 miles. Anyway, that's a lot of traveling too. That's seems to be the theme on some of these. There are some really great long adventure stories. Check those out. And Steve Alonso is talking about going from Spain to around the tip of South America to Hawaii and then to San Francisco. So lots of different locations talking about here. Julie Collins shares, most of us in New Zealand would win this hands down if there was a prize. Some more stories about her ancestors. And let's see, this one was from Iceland, which I hadn't seen before, to Australia.
Nice. So that's a new one.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's a Mark Wilcox. And then I just wanted to share, I shared mine this is where I mentioned the Ancestor Explorer app, because you can also get another option there is migration. Another type of migration. So check that out. And then
have to check that out.
Another thing I wanted to mention is because this is a brick wall that got broken from the first WikiTree Weekday events, the research party that Germany did.
Right.
It was started then. It was just recently broken down because they kept working on it. So that's one of the benefits of attending those research parties.
Yeah.
And so check out that. When I'll show you where those are all at the end here. You can learn more about this year's research parties. But first, we're getting towards the end of the week. End of the month. So this is the end of the post, but you'll want to keep an eye on this post because Aon will be putting out another post for November that will link then to a post that has all the events for WikiTree Week. So definitely pay attention to this post. Keep an eye on it. She'll be updating it. But for the rest of the time for this month, we have, like Greg said, we have another Hacktoberfest. It's going to end our month. The challenge reveal for week 14 is coming up on the 30th. That's for Melissa Barker. We have a Link Builders Challenge cubicle parties, 2 on the 29th. One is at 3 p.m. Eastern, and the second one is at 7 p.m. Eastern. Everybody is welcome to join that. Can check out what we do there. Betsy has a new member Q&A that's tomorrow. So, and remember, everybody's welcome to that as well, because we all learn from each other. And I just watched her last one, and I learned something. You know what? I've been on WikiTree since 2018. So, and also, if you know something, you can help some new ones, maybe with something that they didn't know. So it's a really great little Zoom that she does there twice a month. So check those out. And of course, we still have a week of October for Question of the Week, 52 Ancestors, Data Doctors Challenge, and Connection Checkers. All right. And then Lisa, thank you so much. I know she's in the chat for updating our social media page so that we have out here information for next week. Like I mentioned, Betsy's new member Q&A. It's on Sunday. We don't know what the question of the week is yet. We'll find out on Monday. The One Name Study focus is for Morris. It's a pretty common last name, so I'm sure there's lots of people that have that somewhere in their family tree. Connection Checkers, we'll find out on Tuesday. The One Place Study for next week is Wheatley, Oxfordshire. So tune in for that one on social media. And here's the information about the Hacktoberfest, the last chat.
The last session.
The Hall of Fame focus next week is going to be from the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And we don't know what that'll be yet. Meet our members. We'll find out about that. I think about Monday, you'll see that post go up from Aowen. And then here is a section that's going to next Friday and Saturday and Sunday. We have the Tree Week Symposium. We have 27 presentations provided by 22 great speakers. So this is just information about that to take you to those help pages. And I'm going to go ahead and post some of those for y'all. The WikiTree Week Symposium is what we are calling it because it turned out to be a whole week of information. We have so many great activities. So if you haven't registered, remember it's for free to register, and it enters you to win door prizes. So you'll want to do that. And then let's see, we have, just want to share these links here. So we have a help page for just the whole week of activity that you can go to. And then the symposium, let's see, the schedule for the symposium, 3 days. Let me get that for you in there. We have keynote speakers, Thomas McKenty and Shelley Murphy, going to be kicking off the weekend. And this is just the... And
you interviewed every speaker.
Yes.
And,
yeah.
And you can watch the videos too on our channel.
Yeah. So that's a great segue. Thank you so much, Vicki. We have what we call the 30-day countdown to the symposium, where I did interviews, which was a lot of fun with each of the speakers. So we have a space page that has links to all of those videos. You can check those out and help us spread the word about the WikiTree Week Symposium by sharing out those videos. That's how WikiTree gets basically free advertising, because we don't have an advertising budget. So that's the way you can help us spread the word about WikiTree. And then the wonderful group of WikiTreeers that helped, they did these great interviews, or not interviews, I guess, but little videos, short videos, talking about different aspects of WikiTree. And they were a lot of fun to edit, you guys. I loved seeing everybody. And so check those out. They're just short little videos under 60 minutes. I'm sorry, 60 under a minute. 60 under 60 seconds. So, yeah, so check those out. Just different aspects of WikiTree that we love. And then the G2G post for it, again, help us spread the word about WikiTree by sharing out those on your different social media platforms. But we also have, if you can guess, when will we reach 40 million profiles, y'all?
Yes.
Where are we right now? We are at,
let's see.
Wow, look at that. 39,797,389. So when do you think we'll reach 40 million? If you get it, if whoever's closest will win a die cut sticker of the WikiTree Week logo.
Ooh.
So just to show you what that looks like. It's out on our store.
Oh.
It's coming up. Here we go. There it is. So that's just a fun. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And we have, Aon has a coupon code for us. It's Wiki15 for 15% off their order. And that's good until the end of November. So check that out. And just back on the WikiTree Week space or help page, it has links to all of the live casts. We have several live casts and research parties and cubicle parties. So many, there'll be lots of challenges and activities in G2G. And as you participate in those different ones each day, that enters you for a chance to win a door prize. So check those out, take part in that. And here's the research party as I was talking about. Saturday the 9th is a whole, actually it starts on Friday the 8th in New Zealand and England, Nordic, ONS and OPS create a logo, Germany, Italy, Eastern European, Jewish roots, U.S. Black heritage. And you can see they all have G2G posts out there so that you can share your brick wall, or for the one name and one place studies, the logo that you'd like help creating. So lots going on there. And then Greg is going to do a tech stream Q&A follow-up on Zoom that same day.
Yeah.
And then also back up on WikiTree Day. I forgot to go in there. Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
If you go into WikiTree Day, whole lot of live casts. One of them is the Hacktoberfest wrap-up.
Yeah.
So definitely check that out. Lots to do. It's going to be a busy week, but we're going to have a lot of fun. And check out.
We'll have to buy a lot of snacks.
You can
buy what?
We'll have to buy a lot of snacks.
Snacks
for the whole week.
That's right. Fuel you up. Don't forget, you can add the sticker for WikiTree Week, and that's on this page, the Help WikiTree Week page. It adds you to the WikiTree Week attendees category, so you can check your connections to the other attendees. Wow, looks like 278 people have already added it. So if you haven't already, add yours. We also have a special Discord server for the WikiTree Day and Symposium, for the WikiTree Week. Join us on there. We'll be sharing their videos as they are going live for the presentations, and then also other information. And again, here's the WikiTree Week merchandise information at the bottom of the page, 15% off your order, and there's a link to the store.
Anne is asking, where's the merchandise?
Yep, that's at the end.
The link?
Yeah. So it's on the bottom of the WikiTree Day help page.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just pop that in there. There you go, Anne. So, yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about this whole week and the symposium, and it's going to be
great.
Yeah, it will be fun. So
now,
November
does that
5th.
mean we don't have a roundup live cast next weekend then, because of
next weekend? There is no Saturday roundup, right? But there is one Saturday the 9th, which is part of the WikiTree Week activities.
Yes,
you do have a Saturday live cast, so that'll be fun.
Yay!
All right.
And if you subscribe to the challenge, you get updates when the daily video launches.
Yeah.
So it's really creating expectation for me. I'm really excited.
I just added WikiTree sticker.
Yeah, great.
Oh yeah, I have it too.
And there is a calendar, a Google Calendar, if you want to follow that for the WikiTree Week. And like Vicki said, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications. But be sure to register and let us know that you're participating, because we want you to be able to be eligible for those door prizes that will be given out during the week. So that'll be a lot of fun. All right. Well, that's all I have. Is there anything? Anything else?
I think that's enough.
That's
great. Thanks, Azure. That's super.
Yeah,
great.
It was fun.
Thank you, Azure.
Yeah, great. Well, everyone have a great day today. Enjoy the last little bit of October. Smash the like button there. Yes, thanks, Anne, for reminding us that again. Yeah, have a great day. I'll see some of you for the Hacktoberfest wrap up on Halloween Day, and we won't see you back here next Saturday because we'll be in the middle of the symposium. So enjoy the symposium and the beginning of WikiTree Week and all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
See you later, folks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.